Okay, we're going to start with the winning Sooners. Coach, your thoughts about this afternoon's game, and congratulations.
Thank you. It's a great battle. It's been a great year for our league. I think a lot of teams in our league have really certainly improved. Obviously, the one we played today has, but they're kind of fitting in the way that it came down. It was a heavy hitting game, very physical. A lot like the first game was as far as the physicality. I'm proud of our guys, man. These are hard to win. We just brought up in our team meeting there. I mean, we've got several fifth-year seniors that are going to leave here with 5 rings on their finger, man. And the majority of college football players leave and never have one true championship ring. And so it's been an awesome run. Today's certainly about this group and this team. And we found a lot of ways to win football games. We certainly did it today. Our defense was fantastic, like they've been the majority of this season. Big key stops. We were very dominant up front, got constant pressure on whoever was playing quarterback for them as the day unfolded. I'm proud of this team, man. These are hard. You got to appreciate them. A lot of credit to Matt Rule, his staff, that football team over there. We've got a ton of respect for them, the way they play. They've obviously done a tremendous job and was very difficult. Beating them twice, trust me. Each one of them was really, really hard. So very, very good football team over there that deserves a ton of credit.
Okay, we're going to start on the second row on the left-hand side. Name and affiliation, please.
Yeah, Barry Trammell with the Oklahoma and Lincoln. It's 4th and 3, about the 47 or so. 2 minutes left, minute and a half, whatever it was. You decided not to go for it. You went punt. What was the reasoning behind deciding to punt there and not go for it?
It was close. I went back and forth, honestly, in my mind a few times. I felt like in the second half we'd start to open up and move the ball well. So I was kind of confident if it got to an overtime period that we would have a chance to score and be able to score. And then how could you not be confident with the way our defense was playing? We did a great job, pinned them down in there, really made it impossible for them to do anything but run clock off. So just confidence in our guys, both sides of the ball.
Question on the right side. We'll move around. We got you.
James Hale, Sports Talk 1400 The Rev. Lincoln, can you talk about how far your defense has come, the tenacious way they played, and then the hustle? Trey Brown runs down the wide receiver. Instead of giving up a touchdown, you give up a field goal. Redmond, who didn't play last week, comes up with huge sacks late. Yeah. Could you talk about some of those things?
I mean, that's our speed D. That's what we are. It's Coach Grinch said it from day one, and it's spot on. We're an effort-based defense, and to see us make one of the key plays of the game on just great effort by Trey running them down, and then the defensive line again. They're relentless all day, and that's the way you got to play. And our guys have bought in. We've done it early, and it's kind of time here in key moments in games, and we've just gotten better and better as it's went on. So I couldn't be happier with our defense, the way those guys have played with so much new. Again, we knew it could be done here, and our guys believed it, our coaches believed it, and we've got a pretty good defense here.
Question on about the third row on the aisle. Put your hand up so we'll know. Thank you.
Joe Bettner, Norman Transcript. Lincoln, you mentioned the guys that have been a part of this team for a long time, Nick Vasquin being one of them. Could you talk about what he means to this team, as well as getting a touchdown on this stage, it being his first of the year as well? He's got a well-documented journey here. He's kind of symbolic of this team in a lot of ways. We've got guys in there that just continue to kind of fight, regardless of what happens. And he's done that in his career. He's done that for this team. He's been a great leader, teammate. I know Jalen had a lot of confidence in him, and the big third down throw was a just tremendous play by both those guys, and fitting that Nick would have one of the touchdowns in this game.
We had a question on the front right side.
Yeah, Lincoln, John Hoover, The Sporting News. Could you describe how you maybe adapted to or rolled with their pressures that they were creating, their quarterback pressures in the first half, how you guys were able to kind of solve that? And then a question follow-up for Jalen. How did that pressure and the changes that you guys had to adapt to, how did that affect what you were trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, we had a few things there at half. There's a couple things schematically we needed to do better.
they've got a couple pretty good defensive linemen, and they beat us some in the first half. And then a couple of things that I did that didn't put our guys in very good position in the first half. So we came in, we said, look, this is what we're going to do to fix it. I got to be better putting you guys in the right position, and then you guys got to be better winning your individual battles. And, we did a much better job there in the second half.
Question on the front, right? Go ahead.
Dean Blevins, News 9 Sports.
Yeah.
Lincoln, not unlike the first game, this is a game that looked like you totally had in control, and here they come there at the end. Was there anything that you had to tell the group in keeping from freaking out there toward the end because of the way it changed, or was it just something that discipline creates throughout all the time with them?
No, I think that's fair to say. I mean, we've got a mentally tough football team now. That just because you've been mentally tough doesn't mean you're going to in this moment. You still have to do it. And we brought the guys right up as we went to overtime, and I told them this was fitting. This is the way we started fall camp was red zone work, and 3 straight days of it. And it's fitting that start fall camp and then finish the regular season championship game with kind of that overtime period. And they stuck to it. They did. They absolutely stuck to it. So we had to be very mentally tough again, and this group proved again that it is.
My apologies, Jalen. You didn't get a chance to answer your question a moment ago from John. Do you remember what the question was?
No, sir.
John, ask the question.
I was just listening to what Coach was saying, and I'm just thinking, listening to it, and people act like it's supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. Winning championships is hard. I mean, Coach Riley talked about that every day, every practice when I got here, emphasized it all the time. So we talk about these situations in the game where we may have momentum or we may not. Regardless, it's not supposed to be easy. We expect it to be that way. And, the mental toughness of this team and how we go about our business every day, just putting the emphasis on focus, energy, passion, kind of the monumental aspects of our team right now. I mean, we embrace it all and we attack.
John, did that answer your question enough? Okay. All right. Now we got a question on the front.
That probably answered a lot of questions.
Whoops, can you hear me? Jalen, this is going to be your if you guys get there, this is going to be your 4th playoff. Could you describe the difference between the roads to get there? You played everybody in the league in this league. You play Baylor twice. SEC is a different animal. Can you just, compare the 2 roads?
Well, there's a narrative out there that the SEC is a different animal, but the Big 12 is tough. Has really good teams. I mean, Baylor, they're a really good team, very physical team. I got a lot of respect for them, so we're going to enjoy it and, just enjoy it.
Okay, we got a question against the wall here. We've lost our mic. She's coming. And then we'll go back to the platform.
Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoma and Lincoln. Obviously, your work is done, but the weekend is far from over with the selection still to come. When the committee looks at your resume, what do you hope that they are looking at most as it relates to your team and what you've done this year?
It's amazing how many times you can get asked the same question different ways. I hope they see the Big 12 champions, and they've got a job to do. I get that. We've had a job to do as a team, which was continue to prove through the year, trust the things that we could, and then ultimately win a Big 12 championship. We've done that. We'll see whatever road it takes us on, but whichever one it is, we'll be ready.
We got a question on the platform. So whoever's asking the question, put your hand up, please.
Hi, Isabella Radovon with KCWX. This is for Jalen. Congratulations on the win. And just with all the challenges that you've overcome, what does this win mean to you personally?
This is not about me. Talk about me another time. How about these guys up here? 2 defensive leaders stepping in, playing well, getting it done for us. CD Lamb coming back after everybody thinks he's gone or something, and I mean he's a dog. We got great players on this team. We got great coaching. And I'm blessed to be where my feet are. I say it all the time. I'm truly blessed to be with these guys. Coach Riley said it on senior night or going to practice one of those days. He said 3 years ago, if you ever thought your senior night would be at Oklahoma, you thought I'd be, kidding. I said, yeah, I never would have, And I told Coach Grinch after this game just how crazy it is. If I would have ever thought as a true freshman starting for Coach Saban, winning the SEC championship, going to a national championship, that I would be a Big 12 championship, be a Big 12 champion with the Oklahoma Sooners in 3 years, I thought he was lying too. But God works in mysterious ways, and I'm blessed to be here with these guys.
All right, we've got a question on the second row.
For Lincoln and CD, Tyler Palmatier at the Norman transcript. Lincoln, was there extra emphasis to get CD the ball today, being that he didn't play in that first game, and just the opponent you're playing against, with as tough as their defense is?
I wouldn't say it had anything to do with the first game. I mean, CD's been a really, really good player for us for a long time, and he's a dynamic player, and we've always, tried to pride ourselves on getting the ball to our best players as much as we can. And so he did a great job with the opportunities that he's had. Again, kind of like Jalen said, all that false narrative out there, we've been through these deals. CD, these guys up here, we've been through these deals. We know, what we can do. We know that it changes week to week. You can't always control that. So he had a big game. He's had a lot of big games here, and had a big game for his team here today.
CD, after your first two big plays, what were they doing to you that made life a little difficult? I mean, how did they adjust after you had the two long plays in the first quarter?
I feel like at that point I was kind of opening up for my teammates, so I wasn't really frustrated or anything. I wasn't really thinking of nothing. I was just telling him what I was saying, and we just kind of went from there. And if those first two opening plays, they kind of bust for big plays, you would hope like the defense kind of adjust to that. So, and they did that, and I kind of let them know. So we kind of started winning different kind of ways.
We got a question on this side over here, right in front.
Paul Jones, NBC5 again in Dallas. Jalen, how strange did it feel at halftime, given the fact that the defense had played pretty good, yet you look at the scoreboard and Baylor has the lead. Did that feel strange?
It's football. I said that earlier. It's not supposed to be easy. Regardless of the situation, how do you respond? So what, not what? And I think this team showed the right type of resilience. The approach we had with it all year put us in any type of situation, and we find a way to fight and get it done.
We had a question on the right side, and then we'll come to the front.
Yeah, me and Jalen and CD aren't answering another question until I ask these two other guys a question, please.
George Stoya, OU Daily. For Kenneth and Neville, you guys have obviously, played really well these last few weeks, at times winning this team games. How satisfying is it to do that in a championship game today? And then a follow-up question to that, what is it about Alex Grinch that has really kind of changed the mentality of this defense in the last year?
I wouldn't say satisfied isn't the word, but I mean, it's just good to see what happens where we got all guys, all sides of the ball, buy into what coaches are telling us. The great thing about this is that, we've played these situations, we've played these games so many times, starting at practice, starting back from, the wintertime, fall camp, you name it. So it was just great to see what happens when we decide to just do our job to the best of our abilities and trust the coaching. Having Coach Grinch, instill that in us, I'm not going to say it makes it easy, but, we know what we're fighting for. We know that the expectation that we have for our defensive group is so high that, it's nothing for us to not listen to the outside noise. That's not our focus. Our focus is trying to play our best ball, in crunch time situations or whatever the situation may be.
We got two questions up here in the front, and then we'll go to the back. Go ahead, Dean. I'm sorry, Murray.
I'm good. He said hello.
I'll ask you something there, Kenneth. Dean Blevins, News 9 Sports. You guys have had, you've played well defensively, and it keeps getting kind of better and better. That was just a remarkable performance, though. You gave up the two long pass plays, but other than that, it was just unbelievable. Can you tell us, Al, what happened? What did you do differently?
I mean, we came in, we locked in, and we did what we were supposed to do. I mean, I hats off to those guys. I feel like they came in and they played hard, came in and stuck to their script, and, we were able to capitalize on that and able to fall back on our preparation and just execute.
James Hale, Sports Talk 1400 The Ref. This is for Neville and Kenneth. Can you walk us through the overtime? I mean, your offense comes out, does what they're supposed to do. They get a touchdown quick. If you can stop them, hold them to anything. So I saw you stalking around Kenneth, and you guys will really look fired up. Can you guys and Kenneth, you start this time if you don't mind, because you're going to make Neville start again, I know. But, could you guys kind of take us through the overtime and how it went?
I mean, Coach Riley just said it. That's a situation that we practice, in fall camp, and it's something that we've been prepared for, even though we haven't had a situation like that this year. It's something that the coaches have done a phenomenal job of preparing us for, and it's something that going into the game we knew no matter how long it took, whether it went into overtime or not, we were gonna go out there and battle, and we were gonna go out there and get a stop, and so obviously going into it, seeing our offense go out there and do what they do best. It was time for us to do what we do best.
Pretty much to reiterate what he's saying, we played this game, we played this part so many times at practice. Everything that we really say, from like moving on forward, it goes back to like what we practice. That wasn't a moment that was too big for us. We knew plays needed to be made, and we had to step up, and that was an opportunity that we had, and we made the most of it.
All the way back on the platform.
Yeah, for Kenneth Murray and Neville Gallimore, all the way here in the back.
We scared him.
Yep. Matt Rule came in here and was kind of wrapping up his season and was commenting on his team, and then he took a clear time to pause and say that he had a ton of respect for you, Kenneth, and for you, Neville, and Buki Redley-Hiles, as you guys went up to him after both losses for Baylor. And I wanted to ask you guys what those moments meant to make sure that you went and acknowledged not only Coach Rule but his team, and then what it's like to consistently set the example for your squad even in significant moments like that.
Like I said before, I got tremendous respect for those guys. They came out here and they played a great game, and just going up to a head coach, that's something I do pretty much every week. After the game, just going up and just saying thank you, because I truly believe just in taking advantage of opportunity, and having an opportunity and going out there and taking advantage of it is something that I think is big, and being grateful for that I think is something that's big. And so that's really what it was, just going in there, giving them a handshake on that. But I think it's a collective effort on defense. I think it's not one guy. I think everybody is bought into doing their job, and we understand that it's not about anybody individually. It's something that we want as a unit, and I think we've done a great job of just buying into that, and done a great job of going out there and executing our jobs.
You other two guys want to respond?
Yeah, basically, it is what it is, man. Respect. Got a lot of respect for the head coach. Got a lot of respect for that team. You got to have a lot of respect for your opponent. And that just goes back to how we prepared. And we understand. Baylor is a great football team. They got great guys. They had a plan. And just to even have the opportunity to compete against them for the second time. It was tough, hard fought win, but definitely got a lot of respect for the coaches, respect for the team, and appreciate the opportunity that we got a chance to go to battle with them, against them.
Okay, we got a question on the aisle, and then we'll go across the aisle. Everybody have a little patience. We'll get you there.
Myron Patton, Fox 25, KOKH, Oklahoma City. For Kenneth and Neville, you guys have won championships before, but the defense is seen as a much bigger strength this year. Just talk about how that feels this year, because you guys are number one in the Big 12 in defense. Probably a lot of people don't know that. Just talk about the transition in terms of this season compared to last season.
We knew what we wanted to accomplish from the get-go. I've been here for a long time, been here since 2015, and I've been blessed to be a part of a great team. I've been blessed to see great players offensively, do amazing things. And, just kind of talking to Kenneth Murray, even talking to Jalen Hurts, and a lot of the older guys in the group, we knew that there had to be a change. Obviously, it starts with the coaches leading the way, but it really, it starts with us. And just to see kind of, how we worked, how we kind of just put our foot down, and regardless of the adversity that we're facing, we have a job to do, and we still have a statement to make. Obviously, a lot of things didn't work out in our favor what we wanted, but we knew that this was a stepping stone, and we wanted to be the starting point for something special. Coach Grinch gave us that opportunity. Coach Grinch gave our senior, even though it was my last season here, but just to see the start of something special, to see how even the young guys, to get everybody bought in is tough. To see guys, to have young guys that look up to you, that can truly trust the process, and just understand this is what happens when you believe, this is what happens when you sell out, this is what happens when you don't think or have the what is, just do. Just go. Trust your coaches that they're gonna put you in the right position, but trust your ability. That took a lot. It took a lot of us to grow as a team, and I can't even just say defensively, because competing against these guys for so long, our offense, it kind of slows the game down. What we do at practice, I can't speak for any other team, but there's so many situations, there's so many different types of adversities that our coaches casually put us through to prepare us for tough situations that for some would see it as an obstacle, we see it as an opportunity, and that's what we look forward to. That there's never a hill that's too high to climb. As long as I got my brothers, I got my guys with me. I know that when we truly believe and trust the process, good things happen.
Question on the aisle, left side.
Kerry Murdoch from Rivals.com. Kenneth, this is for you. Right here, Kenneth. You've been forced to be the spokesman for this defense for years now. You go through Georgia, you go through Alabama. What would it mean to you to see this defense, the way that it's playing, go back into the college football playoffs with all the narrative that's out there surrounding you guys?
It'd be huge for this team, period, to be able to get that opportunity. And I think that's what I'm focused on, is just, us as a team getting this opportunity. But, whether, we playing in the college football playoff or we just playing outside in the backyard, Speedy going to play the way that we play. We're going to do our jobs and go out there and execute.
Lincoln, for you, you said when you first got here you want to see a defense like that one in 2008 you faced. Is this the closest is this a defense that's approaching that level?
We're getting better. That's all that's for the papers, media, fans. We're getting better. We're excited about the way we're playing. I had everybody in the room after we finished, after we broke the team down. I said, raise your hand if you're a new player here. Raise your hand if you're a player that hasn't played, all of a sudden playing your first time. Raise a hand if you're on defense, because it's new for every single person in there. And then just about every player in the room had their hand up, and a lot of our staff did too. And so saying all that to say this team still has a long ways to go to get to the level we can be at. Collectively as a team, all three sides of the ball. That's what's exciting going into this next one, whenever it is, whoever we're playing, wherever it is. We're going to continue to get better. And then, whatever happens, whatever comparisons are made, that, we'll let the outside handle that.
It's going to be the final question, Barry.
Right here.
Behind you.
Yeah, Neville and Kenneth, Lincoln talked about, I asked him why he decided not to go for it on 4th and 3 there near the end of the game. It's one thing for a coach to say, I trust you. It's another for him to show it. Seemed like he was willing to put the ball game in the hands of the defense. What does it mean to you to know that he's willing to put the Big 12 title game in you guys' hands at the end and in overtime?
3-and-out takeaway. That's our saying. That's what Coach Grant say all the time. No matter what happens, when we play this game, we don't make no evaluation. So doesn't matter if we up by 50 or we down by 50. I mean, it's no evaluations being made. It's truly just a mindset of 3-and-out takeaway, going out there and get 3-and-out, going out there getting a takeaway. And so, it really don't matter, what Coach Riley does. I mean, if he, we 4th and 3 and, they on the 10-yard line in their territory and he wants to go for it, we're going to go out there and get a 3-and-out takeaway.
And that's a great mindset too, because we've had another situation, a couple early at other times this year. It was very, very similar, and we did go for it. And again, there's confidence on both sides, and for damn sure a lot of confidence in those guys.
Just understand that we got a job to do. If our coaches, if Coach Riley, Coach Grinch, telling us that we have an opportunity to make something happen, we got to do it. And obviously that trust is earned. We appreciate those moments, but again, you play this sport, you play this game because you want that opportunity. You want that opportunity to step up. So, we love that. We love the fact that, again, as a team, the fact that offensively, whoever, special teams can count on the next guy. Like, okay, we need something to happen. It is what it is, and we appreciate it, but that's a part of it. Coach K9 said, 3-and-out takeaways. That's the mentality. That's the mindset. Nothing else changes. It doesn't matter what the situation is. We got to do our job and at a high level.
Okay, guys, congratulations. Coach Grinch is going to be in here in just a second if you want to ask any question to him.